Be at peace where you are. 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 Ohei shalom, Elokei shalom. Ohei v'taviot v'karban haTorah. 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 Be at peace where you are. 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 Be at peace where you are.
Welcome to everybody. I am Rabbi Elyssa Austerklein, founding director of Ivrim Jews Without Borders. Ivrim Jews Without Borders is a synagogue in your heart dedicated to personal spiritual growth through all stages of life. And we are so honored to be presenting this concert for healing in partnership with Char, Aleph, the Alliance for Jewish Renewal, JFSA Cleveland, JFS Akron, Jewish Family Services of Columbus, and the Cantor's Assembly. We all know that our world is very much in need of healing for so many reasons. For Jews, we just finished a month of one holiday after the next, some of our holiest days, committed to returning to God and to our best selves. Healing seems to be an essential component of this re-emergence. Healing from what we failed to accomplish, healing from what we have lacked in the past, healing from ways our bodies have deceived us. And tonight, we enter the empty month of Cheshvan. Sometimes Cheshvan is called Mar Cheshvan, bitter Cheshvan. This is from the perspective of holidays being joyful and Cheshvan being a month which lacks any holidays. It is also called bitter because Jewish legends teach that it was in this month that the rains began to fall, which drowned the earth at the time of Noah and his ark. At the same time, these waters are the very same waters which we just began to pray for on Shemini Atzeret at the end of Sukkot. It is the rainy season, and we do in fact need and want the rain in order for our crops to succeed and for us to live. And so it reminds us, like with everything else, too much of a good thing is not good. The month of Cheshvan in its emptiness comes as a balance to the holiday full month before, because balance is the cornerstone of creation. This past weekend, we began the cycle of reading the Torah, of beginning the Bible from the very beginning of the book of Genesis again. The world itself comes to exist through separating light and darkness, water from land, etc. We need balance. Healing is also the gift of balance against suffering. It is a movement towards wholeness and peace. Music can help give us the feelings, the inspiration, and the peace that accompanies that wholeness. This is why I am so grateful to Cantor Levine, Rabbi Micah Shapiro, Cantor Matt Austerklein, Cantor Shira Lissek, Joel Segel, Joe Buchanan, and Cantor Jessi Roemer for sharing their voices and their hearts in songs of healing and beauty tonight. It is the new moon, a new beginning after the intensity of reflecting on the entire last year and how we have lived up until this moment. Tonight, we enter fertile ground for reemergence, for finding peace amidst the storm, for building the ark, which allows us to float on the waters rather than be drowned by them. I'd like to kick off tonight with a song that I wrote, Draw Waters of Healing, and I'm going to put the lyrics into the chat and invite you to sing along with me, especially in the chorus, although I do ask that you please remain muted. So give me 1 second. Everyone in the meeting gets the lyrics. There we go. Ushavtem mayim besason mi meine Yeshua Ushavtem mayim besason mi meine Yeshua. Draw the waters of healing, let the sliver of moon shine. We are all flowing together in a rising tide. Ushavtem mayim besason mi meine Yeshua. The water may cleanse our bodies, the moon grows full in time. The wolves howl out in winter, a change has come inside. Ushavtem mayim besason mi meine Yeshua. Draw the fountains of joy, draw the fountains of joy from the springs of salvation. Draw the fountains of joy, draw the fountains of joy from the springs of salvation. Ushavtem Maim desason, mi meine ha-Yeshua, ha-Yeshua. We know God's healing power. It is unleashed inside the mind. We pray for mighty wisdom. In no place greater can we find. Ushavtem Maim, Maim desason, mi meine ha-Yeshua, ha-Yeshua. Ushavtem Maim, Maim desason, mi meine ha-Yeshua, ha-Yeshua. October is also National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Jewish women are disproportionately affected by this illness. It is important for us to draw attention to prevention and honor to stories of those who have survived and to those who've had their lives lost. Within my own family are stories of succumbing to breast cancer and also healing from it. Tonight, we recognize both these truths and pray for refuah shlema, for full healing for all those affected. At this time, I'd like to introduce Elyssa Rosen, Cheritz Director of Training and Education. She has been working in the nonprofit sector for over 30 years. Elyssa oversees community education throughout the country, as well as the training of healthcare professionals, Jewish professionals, and Cheritz volunteers. She also manages the Community Partnership Program. Herself a breast cancer survivor, she is passionate about the Jewish community and cancer support and advocacy. Elyssa, we're so glad to have you here tonight.
Thank you so much for including me and including Cheritz in this really lovely special event. You've given me quite a challenge tonight, just 5 minutes to share something meaningful about an organization I am passionate about. So very quickly, on just one foot, Cheritz is a national nonprofit organization that provides free, customized, psychosocial or emotional support to women and families who have been impacted by breast cancer, ovarian cancer, or genetic mutations that have them living with an increased diagnostic risk. Cancer is a physical experience. We know that. But I want to remind you that it is also an emotional one and a spiritual one. And at Cheritz, we help our callers heal beyond physical healing. Cheritz treats our callers not just as cancer patients, but as valued members of the Jewish community. And by meeting some of the non-medical needs of someone facing cancer, we may be helping them to have better medical outcomes. Scientific studies have repeatedly proved that. Again, meeting the non-medical needs of cancer patients helps them have better medical outcomes. So obviously that's things like childcare and finances and things like that, but it's also culture and religion. We do this through some wonderful free support programs, including peer support. We have a survivorship program that we created with the CDC that focuses on wellness beyond a diagnosis, both physical and emotional. A caregivers program for anyone helping to support someone facing cancer, and a busy box program, which is to support those raising young families while facing cancer. And all these programs and additional programs I don't have time to mention tonight are bolstered by a fantastic team of social workers and a genetic counselor, all working to support those impacted by breast or ovarian cancer. We also educate members of the Jewish community about how to be proactive about their health and reduce cancer risk. And that is something that Rabbi Austerklein was talking about in her introduction. We talk about knowing a family's cancer history. We talk about healthy living behaviors that reduce risk. We talk about putting yourself and your health on your own to-do list and how important that is and how rare, frankly, that is for adults. The best thing I can do at this point, as I'm watching the clock, is to encourage you to visit our website to learn more. And as soon as I finish talking, I'm going to put our website in the chat box. You can go there to learn more, to seek support, or to get involved as a volunteer. And I want to share one more thing as I finish. Starting this Friday and continuing for just over a week, we have the Cheritz Summit, marking Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And there is a great deal to be learned over the course of the summit with national webinars on a variety of different topics, from healthy cooking to caring for someone to just women's health. And those programs can be found on our website as well. There's an events Dropbox right on to the top right of the homepage. Thank you so much for including us. Again, I'm going to put our website in the chat box, and I look forward to hearing the rest of the concert.
Thank you so much. We're going to now welcome Cantor Elyssa Levine, prolific composer, author, chaplain, poet, singing her song, Bridge to Peace, and lyrics are in the chat in just a moment. Here we are.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be with you tonight. I wanted to tell you a little bit about this song, Bridge to Peace. I was serving as a rabbinic chaplain at Georgetown MedStar University Hospital, and one of the Jewish patients who came up on my visit list was a lovely lady from Winchester, Virginia. She had an infection in her toe, and I assumed that after it had been treated, we would not meet again. Sadly, her name appeared on my patients list again and again and again. And each visit that we shared deepened our friendship. One night when I was overnight on call, a page came in that a chaplain was needed. When I arrived at the room and walked in, I was surprised to see my friend back on the surgery floor. I knocked softly, and when I walked in, she looked up and her face brightened, and she said, "My healing angel, come to bring me peace." A few moments after I sat down, I noticed that her leg had been removed. As I glanced there, she took my hand and squeezed it. She smiled brightly and said, "Now I'm going to get better. Don't worry. Here you are, my healing angel, to help me through this." Of course, I stayed with her for an hour or so and sang healing songs until she nodded off. And when I returned to the on-call room, I wrote down this poem, Bridge to Peace. I often write and journal as a way to express my emotions and feelings after patient visits. Soon after, the music came flowing through, and I returned in the morning to share it with her. It brightened her day. It's an anthem of courage, hope, and healing, which I actually learned from her. She taught me what hope really means. Bridge to Peace. I am a bridge to peace. I close my eyes and breathe. I'm ready to receive your healing love. My heart is open wide to truths I cannot hide, keeping hope alive, creating peace, bridge to 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 peace, to peace. We share this sacred space, nurtured by love and grace, feeling the warm embrace of holy song. Together we become Geshen Shalom, a healing bridge that joins our hearts as one. Geshen Shalom, Geshen Shalom, Geshen Shalom, Geshen Shalom. We are a bridge to peace. We close our eyes and breathe, sending our hope and love into the world. Together we become Geshen Shalom, a healing bridge that joins our hearts as one. Geshen Shalom, Geshen Shalom, bridge to peace, 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 bridge to peace.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Rabbi Micah Shapiro wasn't able to join us live tonight, but he recorded this message and song for our concert.
Hi, everyone. My name is Micah Shapiro. I'm sorry I can't be with you live tonight, but honored to be offering a piece for this event. I'll be offering Yedid Nefesh, our opening prayer for Kabbalah Shabbat for Friday night services, where we collectively admit, confess our love to the divine, and in all fragility and intimacy and vulnerability, pronounce that we are lovesick, we are starved for love from the spiritual source, and we need to be filled up, our wells are dry, and we come together in that affirmation. May that affirmation resonate in connection with ourselves, with our communities, and the source of life. Yedid nefesh al harachamam mishochav dam el retzonah yarutz hamdach kemo ayah yishtachav bemol hadam ki
techie at all. I'm so sorry.
We're going to now welcome my other half, Cantor Matt Austerklein, prayer leader, musician, and scholar.
Good evening, everybody. Take a deep, healing, some say cleansing breath. So, this song is a Be Gesinnt. And a Be Gesinnt means so long as you're healthy, you can be happy, which seems like a very old world Jewish approach to healing, right? So long as you're healthy, it's fine. But no, what if you're not healthy, as so many of us are? So what still draws me to this song is that it points to the littlest things in life. A bissel Sonne, a little bit of sun. A bissel Regen, a little bit of rain. A ruhig Ort den Kopf zu legen, a peaceful, comfortable place to lay your head. If you can have things like this, you can be happy. These contrasts point to what we can get. Instead, the song says, people try to run after money. They try to run after Facebook likes. They try to run after power. But the real healing perhaps comes from these little things. A little Sonne, time with friends, having a couple dollars in your pocket, just the zeh, the little thing that's right in front of you. And also, there is healing for some of us in just hearing a little bit of Yiddish. So here's a Be Gesinnt from the 1938 Yiddish film Mamele. And I always sing this in honor of Cy Gross of blessed memory, who taught me this song, who used to sing in all sorts, he's been singing songs for 50 years, and this was his passion as well. A bissel Sonne, a bissel Regen, ruhig Ort dem Kopf zu legen, a Be Gesinnt, kann man glücklich sein. A Schir Chazoch, a Kleid und Lattes, im Keschene a der Reipes Lottes, a Be Gesinnt, kann man glücklich sein. Luft ist frei, the air is free, für jeden gleich, for everyone. Die Sonne, sie scheint für jeden einem Orm oder Reich. Oh, a bissl Fried, a bissl Lachen, amol mit Freund, a Schnäpsel machen, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Einer sieht das Cheritz, einer sucht Gewirres, einer meint die ganze Welt. Einer meint das ganze Glück, hopp nur ob in Geld. Sollen alle suchen, sollen alle kriechen, nur ich tracht bei mir. Ich darf dort auf Kaporis, weil dort steht Glück bei mein Ziel. A bissl Sonn, a bissl Regen, ruhig auf dem Kopf zu legen, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. A schick a socha kleid lattes, im Kershene a drei vies lottes, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sonne, sie scheint für jeden einem Orm oder Reich. Oh ja, bissl Freud, a bissl Lachen, amol mit Freund, a Schnäpsel machen, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Kannst du alle glücklich sein, we all find happiness in the littlest of things. Mwah.
We welcome Cantor Shira Lissek, hailing from North Carolina, who uses music as midrash by sharing new insights on ancient texts.
Thank you so much for that. I am so happy to be a part of this. I believe in music. I believe in healing. And much like Matt just said, in Judaism, it really is about every moment in life. There's a story of a Rebbe who asked his students or her students, what would they do if it was their last moment on earth? And one student said she would be with her family, and another student said she would be praying, and another student said she would study Torah, and another student said, and they were all trying to come up with the perfect thing that they should do in their last moments. And the Rebbe said, those are all wonderful answers, but the truth is you should do what you're doing because every moment in life is sacred. And so I think that it is so true that we are all so much in need of healing. The world's in need of healing. Each of us individually are in need of healing physically, spiritually. And I think a program like this is so powerful because music and prayer heal in two ways. The first is, like the Rebbe said, in that moment, it just feels so good. It changes your vibrations and everything going on in you. So in the moment makes the moment more beautiful and more connected. And the other is that it really does have the power to change us. Music and prayer really is this elevated way to change ourselves. And when we can't change, it also allows us to surrender and to allow God in to co-heal us together. So I have a million healing songs I love, but I thought I would share with you a song by Beth Stiles called Heal Us. The words are, heal us, O God, heal our community, heal the world, open our hearts to see, open our hearts that we may be humble and grateful, joyful and free, for we are blessed, we're blessed, but still we need a touch from you, God. us, O God. Heal our community. Heal the world. Open our hearts to see. Heal us, O God. Heal our community. Heal the world. Open our hearts that we may be humble and grateful, joyful and free. For we are blessed, we're blessed. But still we need a touch from you. Heal us, O God. Heal our community. Heal the world. Open our hearts that we may be humble and grateful, joyful and free. For we are blessed, we're blessed. But still we need a touch from you, from you, from you, from you, from you, from you.
Thank you, Shira. Sarah Bunin Benor is joining us from Los Angeles, where she is professor of contemporary Jewish studies and vice provost for faculty affairs at Hebrew Union College, and adjunct professor in the University of Southern California Linguistics Department. She is the author of Becoming From: How Newcomers Learn the Language and Culture of Orthodox Judaism, and Hebrew Infusion, Language and Community at American Jewish Summer Camps, as well as many articles about Jewish languages, Yiddish, and American Jews. She had an article published in Tablet magazine just this past August about creating her own ritual in treatment for breast cancer. Sarah, we're so glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks so much for inviting me and for putting on this wonderful concert. And it's certainly helping me in my healing as I go through chemo. As a professor of Jewish studies, I encourage my students to use Jewish ritual in creative ways. In my Introduction to Judaism class at the University of Southern California, my students create a ritual marking a non-traditional event, like adopting a pet or graduating from high school. In Applied Jewish Wisdom at HUC's Zellico School of Jewish Nonprofit Management, my students compile an applied Jewish wisdom toolkit with ideas like sukkah construction team building activities and a mikvah-inspired swimming pool plunge marking the separation of sessions at a summer camp. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer this spring, I turned to the same creative thinking I had taught my students. How could I apply Jewish tradition to give me strength for the bumpy road of chemotherapy? Rather than wait for my hair to fall out, I decided to cut it short and donate it to children with hair loss. I chose to do this haircut in my backyard, surrounded by my husband, teenage children, and a few close friends. To make it more special, I created a ritual with my friend, Rabbi Sean Fieldsmeyer. I call this ritual an upsharen, which is a Yiddish word for haircut that is used among Hasidic boys, in the Hasidic community, to talk about the haircut that a boy gets at age 3. So my upsharen began with refreshments and upbeat music. I didn't want it to be a sad event. The guests sat in a circle of chairs, and I explained why I decided to cut my hair. After a brief recitation, guests were asked to study some texts and answer a question. What do hair and hair cutting represent in the Jewish tradition, and how can that be useful to me today? And you can see those texts in the ritual, which is available on Ritual Well, and also linked to in the article on in Tablet. After we had that conversation, my haircut began. My 18-year-old daughter put my hair into 12 ponytails, and each guest approached me and shared some impromptu words of wisdom and strength. And then eventually, as my daughter did some final snips, someone brought me a mirror. I cringed, barely recognizing myself with very short hair, but I stayed strong, thinking about the special words my friends and family had just shared. I was further bolstered when we sang two songs that I find meaningful about personal strength and getting out of a narrow place, Ozi v'Zimrat Yah and Min HaMeitzar. And I'll just end by talking briefly about those two songs. As I was biking to my chemo appointments, something I try to do whenever I'm available, whenever I'm able, I found myself humming Ozi v'Zimrat Yah, which is all about, my strength and the song of God, right? And so I kept singing that to myself, but I realized I needed a more upbeat song. So I'm going to try to work on that, try to write a more upbeat version of that. Or maybe you guys have suggestions of a more upbeat version of Ozi v'Zimrat Yah. I love the slow version, but it wasn't quite appropriate for the biking. And then I'm just going to end with my creative translation of Min HaMeitzar. So Min HaMeitzar karati Yah, from my narrow place I called God. Anani v'merchav Yah, he answered me with expansiveness. Adonai li lo ira, God is with me, I will not be afraid. Ma ya'aseh li adam. Now this last line is usually translated as, what can man do to me? Like, I'm protected by God. What can man do to me? But I translate it as, what can humanity do for me? And by that, I'm referring to medical treatment, the support of my community, the helpful services and network of Shar, and this wonderful concert. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We welcome Joel Segel from Boston. He is co-author with Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shlomi of Jewish with Feeling, a guide to meaningful Jewish prayer and davening, and also meaningful Jewish practice, and davening, a guide to meaningful Jewish prayer. Joel will be singing his song Rachamim, Healing Song, and I'm going to put the English lyrics in the chat.
Thank you, Rebbe Elyssa. Rachamim is like, it says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimaleh Rachamim, may the Holy One be filled with mercy. And Rachamim, as we know, is from the word also Rechem, which is like womb, like to be enwombed, so it seemed appropriate today. The words are from the healing prayer in the shul that I grew up in. And these days, I think especially of too many people that I know who are dealing with illnesses, as Torah says, Asher lo tuchal le'erapeh, that you can't, they're not going to be healed in this world. So in trying to daven this in English, I added a prayer that whatever it is that you decree for us, Ribono Shalom, or for our loved ones, help us to align with your will. I'll sing it through in Hebrew and in English, and then maybe just play around of just guitar and invite folks to send it out, prayers out to whoever they know who need healing, and those who are caring for them, and to ourselves as well. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimaleh Rachamim, וישלח מהרה רפואה שלמה. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים וישלח רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף במהרה בימינו. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים וישלח. We need strength and courage today. Send us healing soon. Don't be far away. Help us, dear God, to align with your will today. Lift our bodies and our spirits too. And please don't wait too long. Send us strength when we're weak and need to be strong. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים וישלח מהרה רפואה שלמה. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים וישלח.
Thank you so much, Joel. Hailing from Texas, we welcome Joe Buchanan and his faith-filled Jewish Americana music.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored to be here. I want to share with you a tune that took a little while to write. I don't approach prayer music lightly. I converted 9 years ago, so I'm 9 years old today, or this year. And prayer music is always, I mean, everything's holy ground, right? But prayer music is always such a careful approach because even though I've been welcomed into this house, I realize this isn't the house I grew up in, so I don't want to knock anything over and break nothing. But I've always wanted to write a Hashkivenu, but I've always tried to find the right moment and the right inspiration to do it. And Hurricane Harvey blew through Houston, and we've had a lot of bad storms, but that storm set a record for us for what bad is. And I had friends who were hanging on to the sides of their home and had rebuilt their home 3 times prior. And I thought about the folks who are looking outside and, you know, who say prayers for shelter and safety and peace and being able to lie down in comfort, and looking outside their windows at that storm and going, well, where is God? Where is God right now? And I thought, what a struggle that must be. And so I thought I would write something from the point of struggle. But then all of a sudden you looked around and you saw people helping each other out of cars. You saw these human chains that were formed to get people out of vehicles that were trapped in rising water to get them out to safety. People helping each other, going down the street in, you know, airboats to bring supplies. And I thought, well, there's God. You know, if we truly believe that we're all made in the image of God, that we're all B'Tselem Elohim, you can always see God. You see God in the world, you can see God in nature, you can see God in the goodness of other people. And the truth is we're always surrounded by goodness, although we definitely know how to lose sight of it. There's a great phrase that says that fish don't think about water. And I think sometimes we're like that. Sometimes we're like those fish and we can lose sight of God. So that's where this Hashkivenu was coming from, and I hope it feels good to you. It felt good to finally write, and I hope it brings some good feelings. will spread out the shelter over us and guide us so in love, will shield us from the storm that blows our way. Well, yeah, there's shelter in the shadow of your wings. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom B'Hamidenu Shomrenu L'Chaim. Lay us down, Lord, lay us down. Well, down, oh, down in peace. You raise us with eyes to see that there's shelter in the shadow of your wings. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom B'Hamidenu Shomrenu L'Chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom B'Hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. We pray for life, Lord, and we pray for peace. But now and when the drums are at ease, yeah, well, blessed always the one who gave us breath. You saved us so we can live what we've got left. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom B'Hamidenu Shomrenu L'Chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom B'Hamidenu Malkeinu. Well, there's shelter in the shadow of your wings. Yeah, there's shelter in the shadow of your wings.
Thanks so much, Joe. Our last but wonderful artist who we have here tonight, we welcome Cantor Jessi Roemer from Philly. Spiritual, rhythmic, and soulful. I'm going to put Jessi's lyrics in the chat.
Good evening, everybody. Such an honor and such a balm for the soul to be here with all of you, to be blessed by your wonderful music and your incredible words. So thank you. It's really been such a very healing evening, and thank you for organizing this, Elyssa. So this song is it's about bringing light where light is needed, especially as we move into the season of with more darkness. We cherish the darkness, we cherish the opportunity to rest, and we also, darkness makes us cherish the light that gets through all the more. So it starts out with creation and kind of telescopes out into the world. darkness. Oh, she oh, she oh, she oh, nilang oh. Please see that the light is good and shine the sunlight into the darkness. Oh, she oh, she oh, she and on our children. Light that shines on us, nothing left to pray for. Light that shines on all the creatures that this world was made for. Oh, she oh, she oh, she oh, she oh, she oh.
Thank you, Jessi. What an amazing circle of healing and sharing. May our words and our prayers reach up to the heavens and bring healing to individuals, communities, and our world. Some of you here tonight made donations in honor or in memory of a loved one. And I'm going to share those names. If you shared them with me, I'm going to share those names now. And I'm also going to invite all of you, if there is someone that you have had in mind while attending this concert, please share the name of that person in the chat. Take a moment to look through the names. We open our hearts and our hands to send healing out into the world and directed to the people mentioned here and those who are privately in our hearts as well. I'm going to put some words in the chat for you to chant with me.
Heal, heal her. Heal, heal him. Heal, heal me. Heal, heal now. Heal, heal her. Heal, heal him. Heal, heal me. Heal, heal now. Refuah shalema. Refuat nefesh. Refuat guf. Refuah shalema. Heal, heal her. Heal, heal him. Heal, heal me. Heal, heal now. Heal, heal her. Heal, heal him. Heal, heal me. Heal, heal now. Heal, heal now. Heal, heal now.
Thank you again to all of our musicians and speakers, Cantor Levine, Rabbi Micah Shapiro, Cantor Matt Austerklein, Cantor Shira Lissek, Joel Segel, Joe Buchanan, and Cantor Jessi Roemer, Sarah Bunin Benor, and Melissa Rosen, all for inspiring us and giving us the roots from which healing may sprout. I also want to thank our partners, Char, Aleph, JFSA Cleveland, JFS Akron, Jewish Family Services of Columbus, and the Cantors Assembly. Thank you so much for donating to benefit Char and Ivreem. If you didn't have a chance yet to donate, you still can do so through Friday afternoon. The recording of this concert will be made available on the Ivreem YouTube channel in the coming weeks. So if you want to go back and hear all of the beautiful music that's been shared here tonight, you'll have an opportunity to do that and to share it with your friends as well. I especially want to thank you for taking the time to believe in healing, to trust that when we gather together for the sake of healing, it matters, and that we can create moments of wholeness, no matter how torrential the storm that surrounds us. May you heal and may you be healed. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much
Amen.
for organizing all of this.